There we are. All right. Look at us. We've got a repeat guest, Vivian, tonight. And welcome to the World of Pets podcast, sponsored by debspets.com. That's DEBSPETS.com. With my wonderful, the amazing Anthony, co host. And we're super excited to talk about awesome getting chemicals out of your household, living a healthier life.
Absolutely. What a great topic.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, sorry, David. My 8-year-old son just climbed up on the counter and was in the cupboard. So I'm like, "What are you doing?" I
That's
agree.
it.
We're excited to have you today, Vivian.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Yes.
One thing in America, we are such pet people, are we not?
Oh my
We
goodness.
love our pets. We're pet people. And so sometimes what I find is people don't take that next step, that next thought. I love my pet. I bring my pet in the home. Is my home ready for my pet? That's something to think about. What products am I using in my home? Are there chemical residues on my floors, in my home, in my bathroom, all these things? These are things that people need to think about. Your pets, when they're walking across the floor and they're licking the floor, what did I use to clean that floor with? Are they ingesting chemical residue? Their paws, they're touching the floors. Are they absorbing chemical residue through their paws? So I think these are things that we need to think about and we need to be careful about. Don't you gentlemen agree?
Absolutely.
No, absolutely. We think about that stuff with our kids, right? So, for example, I know from experience in Arizona, if you want to do foster care, no matter how old the child is, you literally have to have your cleaning chemicals under lock and key, and that is not an exaggeration.
Mm.
And if the kid is below, I think it's like 7 or 8 years old, not only do you have to have them literally under lock and key, you then also have to have them up high somewhere where the child can't access them. And so,
Exactly.
if we're willing to do that for our children, and I'm not saying that we should go to that extent necessarily with our pets because they can't open cupboards and stuff, but why are we not concerned about what we're putting into our pets as well?
Exactly. And the company that I'm with, we're called the Wellness Company. And it's all about introducing products in the home that keep you well, that keep your home well. The government is not here to help you, let's be honest. Half of the things that are sold in our stores, do you know they're not even allowed to be sold in Europe? But yet they're on our shelves. So we have to take care of it ourselves. We are in control of what we bring into our homes and how it's going to affect us and our pets. So take control of that. Read the labels. Be careful what you bring in to your home. With the Wellness Company, all our products are eco-friendly, green, natural products. That's what you need to be looking for. Eco-friendly, green, natural. Is this a product that I would put on my skin? If not, then don't use it because guess what? What's on the bottom of your pet's paws? Hey, that's skin too, isn't it?
Mm.
So you need to be thinking about that. That's something that needs to be top of your mind. Just like your skin absorbs chemicals, their paws and their skin absorbs chemicals too. So keep it in the front of your mind.
Yes, I like how you started off that session right there, that part right there. Ronald Reagan famously once said, 8 of the most dangerous words in the English language are, "Hi, I'm from the government and I'm here to help."
Exactly. Exactly. Ask the European. They're shocked when they come to our stores. The stuff that's allowed to be sold into our homes. Here's a perfect example. Many years ago, when I switched to the wellness company, my friend Aviva, she showed it to me. She switched and she changed out everything in her home for eco-friendly wellness products. She put all her toxic chemicals, her regular cleaning stuff on the sidewalk. Ding ding doorbell. It was the sanitation people. They gave her back the box and said, "We're not allowed to take this because it's considered hazardous."
Whoa.
Stuff that she had bought in the store. They brought it back and said they were not allowed to take it because it's considered hazardous chemicals. I mean, that was a huge wake up call. Think about
Yeah, and just as it's for pets, I mean, you could easily, and we're not going to spend much time on it, but you could easily segue into humans. I mean, when you and I'm by no means an environmentalist, but I believe we should act responsibly. I believe we should be responsible and be good stewards of what the Lord has given us. But when you think about some of the chemicals that farmers have put on their crops and stuff in the past, it's like, especially chemicals you're dropping from an airplane. I'm thinking to myself, we're eating that, like we're ingesting that into our bodies. And it's the same thing
Exactly.
with our pets. I mean,
Exactly. So it's just something to be aware of, and I think it's something people don't give it that much thought. And as you said before, you think about it with your children, of course. But what is, people call their pets their fur babies, right? But what isn't that pet sort of thinking of it in a way as a child, right? Because look, that pet is depending on you for its safety, for its care. What's the difference? So there
Yeah.
really isn't a difference. So you have to think about that. You have to be careful. And going green, being eco-friendly, our wellness company, it's basically find ways that you can switch out what you have in your home right now for an eco-friendly, green, natural version. Simple as
Yeah, totally. I was really glad when I started making the transition, and I noticed it was a gradual change in my own body, but it's been permanent. I used to weigh 310 pounds. Now I weigh 190 pounds on a bad day.
that.
So when you take in the right foods and the cleaner foods and you read labels and you just reduce the toxins that go into your body naturally responds. It's supposed to be healthy. It's supposed to be the way that God intended us to be, which was muscular and strong and
Right.
all
Here's
that good
another
stuff.
thing to think about. Pets, how they are. You're making something in the kitchen. It falls onto the floor. If you're not fast enough, what's the first thing that pet does? Gobbles it right up.
yep,
Well, what did you clean that floor with? What's the chemical residue on the floor that they're also now ingesting with
Yeah,
that dropped piece of toast or that piece of steak that you dropped? So these are things, like I said, keep them in mind and make those changes, make those switches. Switch out for eco-friendly versions of the toxic chemicals. Nature holds the answers. I do believe that. Nature combined with science, and that's one thing the wellness company does. Using the power of nature combined with science to make a product that's better, healthier, eco-friendly, and cleaner.
yeah. Now tell us about getting your start. You were talking about. You said in your bio that I was reading that you were working for a mid-level marketing company. Which those. Let me tell you something about those MLMs. I am not a fan either. My ex-wife, my children's mother, got mixed up with a couple of those in the time we were married,
Mm.
and you
You
end up
know,
losing money with those. But you
let
talked
me tell
about
you
what you
something.
call the residual income.
Yeah, you
Talk
know
about that.
something? MLM stands for multi-level marketing, but I really feel it stands for most lose money. Now that's just my opinion, okay? That's my opinion. Stands for most lose money. Yeah, I got involved in one of those much to my detriment. And when I found this company, I said, you know what? No more debt. It's not an MLM company. Literally, all you do is help people to switch over to eco-friendly products. We have a referral system. If you choose to refer somebody to the company, we do a revenue sharing. So somebody can actually build a lifelong residual income just by referring people to a store. I mean, people refer people to movies all the time or to a restaurant that you like all the time. Nobody pays you extra because you referred those friends of yours to the restaurant. And here, that's what we do. You refer people to the store. The only way you can become a customer, you have to be referred by another happy customer, building lifelong residual income. Simple as that. Easy breezy lemon squeezy, as I say. Go green, save some green, and hey, you know what? Make a little bit of extra green as well.
yeah. And it's uh, once you make a conscious decision on something like that, you don't have to think about it in the future. I mean, it takes like 20 repetitions or something like that to develop a habit, and it takes you 20 times to undevelop that habit. So once
It's
it's a
so
habit,
true.
it's a habit. Yeah.
It's so true. I remember going into, of course, pre-COVID, going into people's homes and saying, do me a favor, can you bring me your kitchen cleaner, whatever it is you're using? And I go, have you ever read the label? And 9 times out of 10, people have never read the labels. And I go, why did you pick up that product? And they go, well, that's what mom used. Why'd mom get it? Well, that's what grandma used. It became a habit. That product, label recognition. So what I told people was, listen, do me a favor, just switch to eco-friendly, green, natural products. Try it out. If you like it, great. If you don't, that's fine. But you've got to give it a try. And that's what I've been doing for 18 years. It's just helping people to switch to eco-friendly versions of the regular products so that they can be healthier, the kids can be healthy, and the pets can be healthier as well. Yeah. Listen, skin is skin. Doesn't matter if that skin's on a dog, a cat, a gerbil, or a human. Skin is skin, and it's the organ that we absorb through. You know, a lot of chemicals are absorbed through our skin, so you have to be careful what you bring into your home and expose your little fur babies to.
Yeah, same thing. Most people don't understand that, if you get water from the tap, you need to let it sit in open air for a few minutes, to let the chlorine air out of it. That includes your pet's water and stuff. If you're getting it out of the tap, it's very important that, you let it out gas. It's not a poison. It helps to keep the water pure and whatnot, but it's still, once it gets in your system like that, whether it's in a shower or a drink or whatever, chlorine can cause some intestinal issues with
Oh my
pets
God.
and people.
Did you know chlorine is the number one poisoner of children in their homes?
Yeah.
Chlorine bleach, the number one poisoner of children in their homes.
Mm.
If you hear nothing else I say today, you've got to stop with the chlorine bleach. It's the number one poisoner of children in their homes. And what are our pets but our little fur children? So
Yeah.
you just have to be careful. Speaking of outgassing, you said the word outgassing. When you go down the grocery store and you go down those smelly aisles where they keep all the toxic chemicals, you smell that? You
Mm.
smell that? That's called outgassing. That's the chemicals leaching out through the plastic. Well, what makes you think when you bring that into your home and put it on your sink, it's going to stop outgassing? It doesn't. It's outgassing now into your home. And that's something people don't think about. If you can smell that stink in the store, you're bringing that stink home, sitting it under your sink or on your cabinet, and now it's outgassing into your home where your pets are. Because, their lower cabinets are pretty low. Your pets are right there, down low. So you got to think about that. It's outgassing and they're absorbing it, as you say, through the gas that's coming through. So, and again, we're here for awareness. These are things people I find just don't really think about that often. Well, I'm here to say, think about it and switch.
Anthony, you look like you're going to ask a question.
No, I was just trying to get caught up on everything. I had to
Oh,
take a minute or so over there and deal with my kids. So I got the two younger ones outside. My 15-year-old's up in her ivory tower being a
Now, are
15-year-old.
these the human kids or the fur kids?
The human kids. My,
All
my
right.
my dog is around here somewhere.
Oh, the fur kids are much less trouble.
She usually gets upset when the kids go outside and she can't go outside. So I live in southern Arizona and I don't have a backyard. I literally have a back parking area. I live in a townhouse. I literally have a back parking area and a front walkway and a garage I have to park in. And so she was raised on a 20, or basically between all the ranches combined, about a 60-acre ranch. And
Wow.
my dog was the first year of her life. Well, now she's here stuck in this big city and she ain't
Oh,
happy about it. So I was getting them situated and then I realized one of the tablets was left on and making a ton of noise. And I'm looking around like, what is making that sound? I finally found it.
I guess you have to take it to a dog park if there are any dog parks around. That's the other thing. We all need that exercise too, eh?
oh yeah. Yeah. I walk every chance I get, and I miss having my puppy. That's, you know, we-
Oh yeah.
I lost
And
him in
we
December, but
say,
I still love
let's
to
go
walk.
out, yeah, go outside and get some fresh air. But what about the air inside your home? They're
Hmm.
saying that the average home, the inside home is more polluted than the outside air. Why? Because of that outgassing, because of bringing in all these chemicals. What are you seeing in your bathroom? What are you seeing in your kitchen with? All these things accumulate in the home, and it makes for an unhealthy home. So,
And then you
uh,
add whatever you ate, and that could add some air pollution later.
there you go. Exactly. That's a good one. Yeah.
The reason they
Like,
call it Taco
yeah,
Smell instead of Taco Bell. I mean, I'm
that's
just
right.
saying.
And there's a lot of people I say to them, when you go to clean a bathroom, has it ever happened that that stuff gets in your throat? You're choking and coughing, and you have to open the window and you go, yeah. I go, think about that. That stuff's getting into it. So there's a study that was done. Our company, the wellness company, we didn't do this study. It was an independent company that followed about 6,700 people for 20 years. They found that the cleaning your home just once a week. with a regular toxic cleaning product from the store causes as much damage to the lungs as smoking a pack of cigarettes a day.
Mm.
This is a published study. You can find it on the internet, and you can also find it on YouTube and the Doctor's TV show, the TV show they show in the morning. But if you look it up, they actually talk about that study. It's a 20-year study. Cleaning your house just once a week with a regular toxin from the store causes as much damage to your lungs as smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. This is a published study. It has nothing to do with my company. It just talks about bringing in toxic chemicals and how harmful they are to your lungs, to your kids' lungs, and the lungs of your pets. Remember how close they are down to the floor, right? So when you're cleaning the floor, all those chemicals are going right into the nose, and we all know how sensitive pets are to smell. So again, we have to be aware, and we got to do something about
Yeah. I'm a big fan of, living in Colorado. It's pretty good to have your windows open year round,
it. Mm,
you know, screen and all that. But um, I've had one roommate for about 4 out of the last 5 years, and he always asked me when I first moved in with him. He's like, "How come you always have your window open?" I'm like, "Dude, it, you need that fresh air to come in and circulate, and it
exactly.
automatically removes uh, the ozone in the air, removes the some of the smell
Oh, it's
that
very
builds up.
important.
But you can't smell it necessarily, but because you live in it. But if you have a guest come over and they're, oh my, it smells like dog in here. Well,
Now
that's
the
your
problem is
dog.
I'm in Orlando, Florida, and I think yesterday was about 117.
That
So it's rough to be here if you don't have air conditioning. So unfortunately, we
hmm
can't really do that.
We here in Tucson, we're on our 10th
Ooh,
consecutive day of 100 plus degree temperatures.
yeah,
10
you know exactly what I'm talking
consecutive
about.
day.
Brutal.
So you can't keep your windows open in that. I agree with you, David. I grew up in upstate New York, right in the middle of the state in central New York. And I would say probably 8.5 to 9 months out of the year, you could do that. Just have it like an oscillating fan in your room, open up a window, have a screen down. Not
Yeah,
only did I enjoy the outside noise, but I loved the sound of the crickets chirp, 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 chirp right
hmm
yeah,
outside, and the grass and stuff out there. We don't have grass in Arizona. When you see it, you're like, what is this foreign substance? Did aliens leave this?
yeah.
But
You can't do
um,
that here. Not with
but
this
we
heat.
had it up in Syracuse, and you could leave your windows open. Here, there's a small window. It's either too hot in the winter. You get about 5 days out of the winter where it gets below freezing. Other than that, it's going to be in the 40s and 50s. Which during the day you can leave your windows open, but again, 9 months out of the year, it's so hot here that Satan fled back to hell to get some relief. So
Yeah. I mean, if you're here in Florida, if your air conditioning goes down, it's a medical emergency.
yes,
Yeah, you have to go. You can't stay in the house. You have to go to a hotel.
Satan
It's
came to Tucson,
impossible.
turned around, and went back to hell. So give me some
Um,
relief from this heat.
I'm telling you, it's ridiculous. And then there are people saying there's no climate change. Okay, all right, okay, you stay there with that. But yeah, again, you know what? It's all about air quality. It's all about taking care of our health, taking care of the health of our pets. They depend on us, so it's really our responsibility. When you take a pet home, especially if you a rescue pet, you have a sacred responsibility. I'm sorry, you just do. You have a sacred responsibility to take care. And so that's all I'm saying is be careful. Look at what products you're bringing in. Look at what products you're using in your home, and be eco-friendly and be clean and green. It's easier than ever. I mean, back
hmm
18 years ago, I was talking about green to people. People were going, "Oh, what are you, a hippie? What are you wearing? Birkenstocks there? What are you, a hippie?" Now, of course, it's different. People are looking to go green. They just want to go green in the way they can afford.
Yeah.
And so green is not the issue. It's just being green in the way you can afford it. It's much easier now than it ever was in the past. I almost feel as though there's no excuse. So if there's a green eco-friendly version or then give it a try and just make that switch. Try it and see how you like it. I think you'll find the improvement in your health and the health of your pets. I think it'll be definitely important.
Yep. 100%.
Yeah. And talking about, outside air versus inside air, it really wasn't until the development of the modern air conditioning system that we began to have all these respiratory problems we have in the United States today. And that's no joke. I mean, there's several reasons why, and I'm not against air conditioning. Like I said, I
No.
live in a place hotter than hell, so I'm not
Yeah.
against it. But I mean, the bottom line is when you think about your air conditioner filter, if you don't change that thing out every month or two, think about the particles and the dirt, and it's not just us breathing that air; our pets are breathing that air too. And
Exactly.
that's why inside plants a lot of times don't survive. You got to have that fresh, natural outside air. Um, and then all the respiratory problems when you have it, which during the summer I do. I have it about 74 in my house, but that's only because it's 174 outside. So I'm keeping it, 74 in here. But it does. It causes. We saw an uptick starting in about probably the late 60s or early 70s in respiratory issues in the United States, and coincidentally, that's when air conditioners began to become residential rather than just commercialized things. All of
Plus,
a sudden,
a lot
I
of
got
kids don't
residential
go
air
outside
conditioning.
anymore. A lot of kids don't go outside to play like they used to.
But if you
Um,
get a house built before 1960 or 1965, probably most likely, there's a chance you don't have an air conditioning system in there at all. There's no
yeah,
type of central air. There's no type of heating ducts. None of that stuff because that stuff did not become popular until the mid 60s.
absolutely
It
right.
was commercialized, but it wasn't residential.
Yeah. Well, I didn't have any conditioning. We didn't have air conditioning growing up. We didn't.
Yeah.
We never did. And I lived in the Caribbean. And we had no air conditioning. You open the window. But of course, now it's a different time. A lot of kids are indoors all day. I mean, you remember when you guys were growing up, same thing. You didn't come home till the street lights came on,
sometimes
or
later.
somebody called you for supper. But now it's quite different. These kids, they're in the home all day long, breathing in that indoor air, as is their pet. You know, when I was growing up, your pets would run around the yard. A lot of people now, their pets are indoors all day long,
Mhm.
with that air and the chemicals. So it's a different time. It really is.
Mhm.
I mean, back in our days, you came home and your mom would be like, "What the heck are you doing here? Get out of here!"
Oh yeah. You said came home when the street lights came on.
Yeah,
We used to have every kid on the block where I grew up would go out after dinner, and right when it was getting dark, we'd all grab these flashlights, and we would be jumping over people's fences playing flashlight tag. No joke.
yeah.
You're just running through the neighborhood in pitch black.
Of course, that doesn't happen
Street
anymore.
light.
I mean, if we came home in
That
the
was when the street
afternoon,
lights.
she'd be
Yeah.
like, "What the heck are you doing home? Get out of my house!"
Yeah.
Because they didn't want to see you. Now it's quite different. People don't send their kids to play out anymore in fresh air. So because of that, now our pets are more indoors, our kids are more indoors. So now more than ever, we have to be careful about our indoor air quality and
Mhm.
what we're using in the home. It's more important now than it's ever been.
Yep, absolutely. And again, I'm going to go back to, even down to the toilet cleaners and everything else. I actually stopped using like commercial shampoo, and actually love the green apple scented from your company
Oh,
uh, to actually take showers with, and I love it. And
oh, that's great. I love it too.
I don't have the dry skin that I used to have just because it's so pure, so few ingredients. It really takes the soil and the oils out that aren't, they kind of build up if you go a day or two. And I love that there's no the lack of residue when you
Yeah.
use something very light and it's fresh and that works for you.
And one of the
It
big
includes.
secrets of that is that we don't use any petroleum byproducts
Mhm.
in our soaps, our bath products, our hair products. We use fruit as the base. So that was a big issue for me. I was having major skin issues myself. It turned out I was allergic to that petroleum byproduct. And that's what I was reacting to for about 10 years.
Yeah.
And I was having constant itching, and I didn't know that that's what I was reacting to. So when I found this company, the wellness company was introduced to me, first time I took a shower, it's about the first time in 10 years I didn't itch. I was flabbergasted. And then when I called, I I found out about that petroleum byproduct and said, "Oh my God, that makes perfect sense." And that's what I had been allergic to, is that cheap petroleum byproduct, and we use fruit instead. So it makes a world of a difference. It's ingredients, what's in it, what's it made of. So Again, very, very important. When you're washing your pets, with our tea tree oil shampoo or something like that, it's good for their skin. It's natural. It's tea tree oil. It's natural fruit extract. So it's very, very good for skin and for their fur. As opposed to using something that's made with a petroleum byproduct. That stuff's not supposed to be in the skin. Let's face
Yeah.
it. And again, you're sampling your pet. What is that but not skin? Skin is skin. So you do
Mm,
have to be careful what you're using on your pets for bathing and so on.
mm,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah,
Well,
right?
and pets, like your dogs and cats, they don't have sweat glands like we do.
That's
So
right.
we can sweat out a lot of the toxins where pets can't do that. They have to get it out through their whole system. And in the meantime, you're causing damage. So it's
Exactly.
very important to, give them as little toxins, especially
Exposure. Yeah.
petroleum.
Yeah. Exposure to toxics. Exactly. And you may think, oh, it's not a big deal, but think about how often your pets will walk across it. Let's take a hardwood floor. Let's say you have hardwood floors in the living room or tile floors. How often are they walking across that? All day. Their
Mhm.
feet, their paws are in direct contact 24 hours a day with that floor.
Yeah.
Well, what did I mop that floor with? Something full of chemicals I couldn't even pronounce if I tried. You know, petroleum byproducts and stuff I don't even know how to spell or pronounce that stuff. And so all day long that's being absorbed into their paws.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Vivian, you said the name of your company is Melaleuca, correct?
Yes.
So, in your estimation, so let's say I go to the grocery store tomorrow and I'm going to get some Swift, just say a product, some Swiffer stuff to clean my floor with. Would the products that you have be comparable in price to those chemicals?
Our products are actually less than Walmart. And that
Oh,
always takes people for a loop. They're always shocked. But the wellness company, our products are less than Walmart. The supermarket front door and the 100% money back guarantee. You can't find them in stores. It's all online. And yeah, so we're an eco-friendly e-commerce store. We've been around for 40 years. And so we're in 30 countries around the world, and our products cost less than Walmart. That's a big thing. If the products are too expensive, let's be honest, nobody's going to buy them. Times are tough right now. I'm sorry, but people are trying to fill that gap, right? And so we have to produce products that people can afford. So having products that are less than Walmart, it makes it kind of an easy breezy way to go green and take care of yourself and your pet.
Yeah. And for people that don't really understand that concept, it's the cost per use. So if you're overusing the product, even though it costs less to begin with, then you're still kind of missing the point of
Yeah.
getting back on that track. So yeah.
And our products are super concentrated, so you use less plastic into the environment. So we're kind of all about that. It's not only eco-friendly and green, but also less plastic in the environment, less emissions, because everything we have is about 12 times concentrated to use a lot less. And so that's kind of our concept of saving money, going green, and making it easier. I would say it's the easy breezy way to go green.
Yeah, couldn't agree more.
so if somebody wanted to get a hold of you specifically and look at the products you have available, what is the website? How would they go about getting a hold of your?
Sure. I can put the website here, and it would be mymelaleuca, and I'll spell it, .com/Viv Stevens. Viv Stevens. I'm going to put that in the chat, but I'll spell it out as well. Whoops, I spelled my own name wrong. My goodness.
That's
So
why in
it's,
the army they put it on your shirts. You know how to spell.
there you go. So it's mymelaleuca.com/Viv Steven. That would be mymelaleuca.com/Viv Steven. Weird word, Melaleuca. That is the name of the tree that tea tree oil comes from. Most people have a bottle of tea tree oil in their medicine cabinet, and most people know what tea tree oil is. And that's why our company is called Melaleuca because our products are tea tree oil based. mymelaleuca.com/Steven. The tree grows in Australia. The tree is called the Melaleuca california tree. And why? How did it get this nickname of tea tree oil? Well, the tree grows in Australia, and the black Aboriginal people of Australia have been using tea tree oil for 50,000 years for cleaning and cleansing and healing. And so when people came to the Australian Islands and they saw the black Aboriginal people, they would take the leaves of the tree, boil it down, skim the oil off, and use the oil for cleaning wounds and healing and skin issues. And they would drink the tea for any kind of internal problems, stomach aches, anything like that. And so it acquired a nickname of tea tree oil because they would make the tea out of the leaves of the tree. But it really is scientifically called melaleuca oil, even though everybody knows it's tea tree oil. Hey, you never know. That question, you might find yourself on Jeopardy next week, and that question comes up, and boom, good old Vivian Stephen gave you the answer.
Alex, what is what Vivian said?
Exactly.
Yep.
You know, Uh, what is
Yeah.
what is Melaleuca oil for 600? Oh, Alex. Oh, you
Okay,
can't say Alex anymore. Ken.
I'm just going to say that's
Ken
what she said.
Jennings. Ken
I'm just going
Jennings
to
is
say
now the host.
that's
Yeah,
what she said.
that's right. What is Melaleuca oil for 600, Ken? Or what is tea tree oil for 500, Ken Jennings? So you never know. Of course, if you do find yourself on Jeopardy and that question comes up, I do expect you to send me half your winnings. I'm sorry, that's just in the contract.
I'll put you as my phone a friend. How about that?
That's exactly it. Tea tree oil is amazing. It has so many different healing qualities. It's a natural healer for the body. It's actually one of the few natural substances that actually penetrates through all 10 layers of your skin and heals the body from the inside out.
Yeah.
Tea tree oil is amazing natural flea and tick repellent for your pets. There's a great product called Solumel. Mix it up in the mixing bowl, it turns white, and you can spray it on your pets, your cats and your dogs. And the tea tree oil, because it's a natural healer for the skin, it's great for the skin, but it's also a natural flea and tick repellent. So rather than using a toxic chemical, you can just use the tea tree oil. Isn't that interesting?
Very good. I actually didn't know that.
Yes.
That's a new additive. Because I'm a huge fan. Like we spoke before we started the show. I use the lotion and I put the tea tree oil in it. If I get an open cut, I'll put the tea tree oil directly
Oh,
on it.
yeah.
I'm a
And
huge
it
fan.
heals so fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tea tree oil penetrates. Tea tree oil is one of the few natural substances the dentists still use because it cleans infection without harming the healthy tissue around the teeth. Tea tree oil has amazing natural qualities. They're still discovering things that tea tree oil does for the body. People with arthritis, any kind of issues, it actually penetrates into the joints and helps to heal arthritis pain. So, yeah, one of the great qualities is the penetrative quality of it that actually penetrates all the way to the bone to
Mm.
heal the body from the inside out. Even heals eczema. People that have eczema, psoriasis, rosacea, tea tree oil is amazing. That's why our renal lotion is a tea tree oil because tea tree oil actually penetrates and heals from the inside out. And our renal products are actually approved by the American Eczema Association.
I used to have some plaques on my feet, and I'm a big fan of getting about 30 minutes of sun every morning. And I was like, you know what? The only place that I'm not getting sun is on my feet. It's the only place I have plaques. So what I did is I sat out in the sun and I got them burnt to the point where um, the um, the tissue actually started to break up,
Oh,
and then I
wow.
used the tea tree oil and totally completely healed everything up, and no sign of it, no repeat, no nothing. And I
Awesome.
I just I'm sold. If nobody else is sold yet, I am sold.
Oh, yeah. That this it's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Remarkable healing properties, and that's why it's accepted by the by the American Eczema Association. There's eczema, rosacea, psoriasis, and your pets. If they get a skin affliction, anything, tea tree oil is just an amazing healer,
Hmm.
and it's a natural substance. That's the wonderful thing about it.
So if I ordered some products today, what is the turnaround time, and what is the shipping cost?
That's about 2 days. Shipping is super fast by UPS. It's about a 2 day shipping. Shipping is a flat $10.22. However, most people get free shipping because, like Amazon, once you purchase a certain amount, then your shipping's free. You know how, like Amazon, if you buy $35 and shipping's free, we do the same thing. At a certain level, your shipping is free. So, but if you buy below that level, it's always a flat $10.22.
Very good.
And then if you order a certain amount, then it's free. So most people do end up getting free shipping. I don't know about you. If I'm ordering from Amazon, I'll just wait until I have a few things in the cart so that I get free shipping. Everybody knows about that. At least that's the way I do
Okay.
Is there anything else that you wanted to add, contact-wise, or any other
it.
thoughts?
Yeah, people can even contact me by my phone number, which is 407-779-1964. Either one, either the mymeluca.com/Viv Steven, and there's a contact Vivian uh, part on the top right hand side, so that'll send you an email, or they can contact me directly and send me a text at 407-779-1964.
Wonderful.
And it's always a good idea to text first, obviously, because if you don't know the phone number, you're not going to pick up. Next thing you know, you find yourself married to a Nigerian prince. You're like, hot damn! So,
I'll take the princess. I don't know about the prince, but I'll take the
yeah,
princess.
nobody picks up numbers they don't recognize anymore. So send a text, let me know you're calling, and we can have a chit chat. I just meet people for a cup of Zoom coffee. I show them a 12-minute video. If what I show them makes logical sense, if they see what I saw 18 years ago, bada bing, bada boom, Bob's your uncle. Easy breezy, lemon squeezy. Hey, listen, these are products you got to go buy somewhere anyway. Why are you giving the money to Walmart and Costco and Target? They got enough. When you buy from us, you're actually supporting 7 American families. Because we don't have stockholders. You're not supporting some rich fat cat stockholders. Every time you place an order with us, you're actually supporting 7 American families to make some extra income. Isn't that beautiful?
Yes.
You're actually sharing and spreading rather than, fat cat uh, uh, stockholders. And by the way, we are a 100% U.S. company. Everything we make is made right here in the United States. So tariffs have no effect on us.
They're
There's
free. Yeah.
no problem with tariffs because everything we make is made right here in America. We even make our own packages and boxes. So nothing shipped from overseas. We have 2 manufacturing plants, or uh, we're employing Americans in Idaho Falls and in Tennessee,
Yep.
which is nice to know. So we're supporting the American economy and we're helping 7 American families to make ends meet. That's a lovely thing, isn't it?
So these 7 families are the ones that own the Melaleuca company.
No, Meluca is privately owned, but I'm saying the way we do our revenue sharing, every time you place an order, 7 people share in that revenue because the company because we don't advertise at all. We actually do a revenue sharing with our own customers instead. No ads, no marketing. It's a 100% word of mouth company. And so whenever you place an order, you're actually sharing that money with 7 American families to help them make ends meet. Isn't that lovely?
And debt-free, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Absolutely, completely debt free. We've never held any debt. We took over the rally. What's the motorcycle company? Harley Davidson. We took over the Harley Davidson plant in Tennessee. Paid the whole thing cash. So that's where our latest manufacturing. We have never believed in debt. We've never held any debt. A lot of American companies right now are drowning in debt. They've always operated in debt. We've always done the opposite. We are a completely debt-free company, always have been and always will be.
Cool. Very good.
All
Very
right.
well.
We're
Awesome.
about ready to cap it off. I'll just give debspets.com one more shout out. That's DEBSPETS.com. Anthony, you know our spiel. We love people and we want them to reach out to us if they're in trouble. So,
We do. Don't ever talk to me. No, I'm just kidding. No, but
Let's
seriously,
let's take care of our pets.
obviously
take
22
care.
veterans a day, and some say that number is worse, end up committing suicide, and we don't want to see that happen. But whether you're a veteran or not, if you are in need of help, we would rather you reach out to us than us hear about you in the headlines the next morning. So please feel free to reach out to us. We'll have a conversation with you. And just know that you are loved, you are valuable, your creator thinks you are, and we think you are. So please feel free to reach out anytime.
Thank you very much. Vivian, thanks for being on, and hopefully we'll get to talk again. Anthony, always good to see you, and
Yes, sir.
God bless everybody. And also, just want to give a quick shout out to our engineer, and that would be Emily Gomer, and she is at
Woo, Emily!
whoop whoop, raise the roof, and she's at the World of Ability podcast, on YouTube as well. So thanks again, everybody involved tonight. Appreciate you. God bless you, and we'll see you next time.
God bless.
Bye. Take care of our pets. Spay and neuter.